Do you want to successfully complete the WGU D338 Objective Assessment for Cloud Technologies course? Then, you're in the right place. Our website provides a list of questions and answers with an emphasis on preparing for your success in the Cloud Technologies D338 course. In this video, we will cover questions from Azure AD and Admin, Azure Storage, Azure Resource Management and Deployment, Azure VMs and Networking, and Azure Monitoring and Diagnostics. So, let's get started. 1. What is required to implement Azure Administrative Units? A. Azure AD Free. B. Azure AD Premium. P1. C. Azure AD Basic. D. Azure AD Premium. P2. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. B. Azure AD Premium. P1. Explanation. Azure Administrative Units require the Azure AD Premium P1 license for implementation. 2. What happens when a device is deleted from Azure Active Directory? A. The device is disabled. B. Resources are no longer accessible. C. The device is archived. D. The device is rejoined to AD. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. B. Resources are no longer accessible. Explanation. Deleting a device from Azure AD revokes access to resources associated with that device. 3. Which operating system supports Azure AD Join? A. Windows 8. B. Windows 7. C. Windows 10. D. Windows Server 2012. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. C. Windows 10. Explanation. Windows 10 natively supports Azure AD Join for device management. 4. Which administrator role has the minimum permissions required to manage Azure health settings and requests for vendor assistance? A. Global Administrator. B. Service Support. C. Owner. D. Contributor. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. B. Service Support. Explanation. The Service Support role provides the necessary permissions to manage health settings and vendor requests. 5. Which user has the minimum privileges needed to manage and delete a storage account? A. User 1. B. User 2. C. User 3. D. User 4. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. C. User 3. Explanation. User 3 has the owner role at the resource scope, granting the necessary permissions to manage and delete the storage account. 6. Which role and scope should an administrator use to delegate the ability to only view resources in production? Azure Resources. A. Reader role scope to dev RG. B. Reader role scope to prod RG. C. Contributor role scope to prod RG. D. Owner role a scope to prod RG. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. B. Reader role scope to prod RG. Explanation. This configuration provides viewing rights limited to the production resources. 7. What is the largest scope to which a custom Azure Role-Based Access Control (RBAC) role can be assigned? A. Resource. B. Resource Group. C. Management Group. D. Subscription. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. D. Subscription. Explanation. Custom 𝗂𝗵𝗂𝗀 roles can be assigned at the subscription level, which is the largest scope. 8. Where does the Azure Recovery Services Vault need to be deployed when it is first created? A. Subscription. B. Resource group. C. Management group. D. Storage account. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. B. Resource group. Explanation. The Azure Recovery Services Vault must be created within a resource group. 9. What is the maximum frequency for full backups of virtual machines that are configured using the Azure Backup Policy? A. Hourly. B. Daily. C. Weekly. D. Monthly. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. B. Daily. Explanation. The Azure Backup Policy allows for full backups of virtual machines to be scheduled daily. 10. Which step is required to perform the restore of an individual file from a backup created by Azure Backup to an Azure Virtual Machine VM running Linux? A. Restore the entire VM. B. Download and run a script. C. Use the Azure portal. D. Access the Recovery Services Vault. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. B. Download and run a script. Explanation. A script must be downloaded and executed to restore individual files on a Linux VM. 11. What should be implemented to enforce tagging requirements for all Azure resources? A. Azure Policy definition with a required tag. B. Management Group Policy. C. 𝗂𝗵𝗂𝗱 role assignment. D. Resource tagging script. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. A. Azure Policy definition with a required tag. Explanation. Azure Policy allows for enforcing tagging standards on resources. 12. Which operation should be performed to ensure that all resources are tagged correctly? A. Add as tag. B. Update as tag. Operation merge. C. Remove as tag. D. Get as tag. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. B. Update as tag. Operation merge. Explanation. This operation updates tags, merges correct tags, and adds non-existent ones. 13. Which Azure service is used to see an overview of resource usage on a subscription? A. Azure Monitor. B. Cost Management. C. Azure Advisor. D. Azure Resource Manager. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. B. Cost Management. Explanation. Cost management provides insights into resource usage and costs. 14. What should be used to limit storage account access to a blob shared to internal devices? A. Private link. B. Storage firewall. C. Virtual network. D. Access keys. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. B. Storage firewall. Explanation. A storage firewall restricts access based on specified IP addresses. 15. What can a name for a storage account contain? A. Uppercase letters and digits. B. Special characters. C. Only lowercase characters and digits. D. Any characters. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. C. Only lowercase characters and digits. Explanation: storage account names must be in lowercase letters and digits only. 16. Which permission is granted with a shared access signature SAS token that has the following parameters: A. Write, B. Delete, C. Read, D. List. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer: C. Read. Explanation: the SAS token specifies read permission with the 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝘀 parameter. 17. Which feature should be active before purge protection of Azure Blob storage can be enabled? A. Soft delete, B. Versioning, C. Read access, D. Access tier. Do you know the answer? Correct answer: A. Soft delete. Explanation: soft delete must be enabled to configure purge protection for Azure Blob storage. 18. Where is the access tier setting applied to if the access tier's inferred property is set to true? A. Blob, B. Container, C. Storage account, D. Subscription. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer: C. Storage account. Explanation: the access tier setting is applied at the storage account level when inferred. 19. Which blob access tier will automatically change if an administrator changes the default access tier of the storage account to cool? A. Blob 1, B. Blob 2, C. Blob 3, D. Blob 4. Correct answer. What do you think is the answer? A. Blob 1. Explanation: Blob 1 is set to hot, inferred, and will change to cool if the default tier is updated. 20. How should Storage Explorer be connected to a storage account without using an account key? A. Azure Portal, B. By using a shared access signature, C. Managed identity, D. Azure AD credentials. Do you know the answer? Correct answer: B. By using a shared access signature. Explanation: a shared access signature allows secure access without using account keys. 21. What describes the capabilities and features of 𝗬𝗂𝗍𝗶? A. File compression, B. Asynchronous operations in multiple threads, C. Direct file editing, D. Cloud-based storage. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer: B. Asynchronous operations in multiple threads. Explanation: 𝗬𝗂𝗍𝗶 supports efficient file transfers with asynchronous operations. 22. Which format do Azure Resource Manager (IAM) templates use? A. XML, B. YAML, C. JavaScript, Object Notation, D. of JSON, D. CSV. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer: C. JavaScript, Object Notation, JSON. Explanation: ARM templates are defined in JSON format for resource deployment. 23. Which disk format should be used to create a template for an Azure Virtual Machine (VM) hard disk file? A. Virtual hard disk (VHD), B. ISO file, C. IMG file, D. Virtual disk image (VDI). What do you think is the answer? Correct answer: A. Virtual hard disk 1 VHD. Explanation: the VHD format is standard for Azure VM disk templates. 24. Which property in an Azure Resource Manager template identifies whether the deployment of an Azure Marketplace image will result in a virtual machine, VM, running, Windows or Linux? A. Image type. B. Offer. C. SQ. D. Publisher. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. B. Offer. Explanation. The offer property indicates the operating system type for the VM image. 25. What should be done to make a copy of the initial deployment template in Azure? A. Import the template. B. Export and download from Resource Deployment History. C. Manually recreate the template. D. Use a backup tool. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. B. Export and download from Resource Deployment History. Explanation. The deployment history allows exporting the template used for a specific deployment. 26. Which type of virtual machine, VM, should be used for a CPU-intensive network appliance? A. General purpose. B. Memory optimized. C. Compute optimized. D. Storage optimized. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. C. Compute optimized. Explanation. Compute-optimized VMs are designed for CPU-intensive workloads. 27. What happens when a virtual machine, VM, is resized? A. The VM is deleted. B. The VM is resized without interruption. C. The VM is rebooted. D. The VM becomes unresponsive. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. C. The VM is rebooted. Explanation. Resizing a VM typically requires a reboot to apply the changes. 28. How should network flow and isolation be controlled for multi-tiered applications in an Azure Virtual Network, VNet? A. By placing all tiers in a single subnet. B. By placing each application tier into unique subnets. C. By using network security groups. D. By applying application gateway. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. B. By placing each application tier into unique subnets. Explanation. Isolating tiers in different subnets enhances security and traffic control. 29. What is the maximum amount of memory that can be assigned to an Azure Container Instance, ACI? A. 4 GB, B. 8 GB, C. 16 GB, D. 32 GB. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. C. 16 GB. Explanation. The maximum memory allocation for an ACI is 16 GB. 30. Which configuration setting should be set to a different value for each container in the same Azure Container Instance container group? A. Environment variables. B. Memory allocation. C. Port. D. Image name. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. C. Port. Explanation. Each container can listen on different ports within the same container group. Struggling with your WGU exams? We've all been there. Welcome to OAExams.com, your ultimate resource for WGU success. Find over 15,000 plus questions and answers. Join our thriving community of over 10,000 active WGU students and an impressive 100% success rate with our premium exam support. Visit OAExams.com today and take the first step toward guaranteed success. 31. Which type of container is the smallest deployable resource in Kubernetes? A. Node. B. Service. C. Pod. D. Deployment. Do you know the answer? Correct answer: C. Pod. Explanation: a pod is the smallest deployable unit in Kubernetes, housing one or more containers. 32. Which Kubernetes feature adds or removes resources when the system processing approaches maximum capacity? A. Cluster autoscaler. B. Vertical pod. Autoscaler. C. Horizontal pod. Autoscaler. D. Replica set. Do you know the answer? Correct answer: C. Horizontal pod. Autoscaler. Explanation: the horizontal pod. Autoscaler adjusts the number of pod replicas based on CPU utilization or custom metrics. 33. Which location can the app service creation process be started from? A. Azure. CLI. B. Azure Marketplace. C. Azure PowerShell. D. Azure Storage. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer: B. Azure Marketplace. Explanation: the app service creation can be initiated from the Azure Marketplace. 34. Which option should be used to configure a third-party identity provider for an Azure web app? A. Azure Key Vault. B. App Service. C. Azure Active Directory. D. Azure Functions. Do you know the answer? Correct answer: B. App Service. Explanation: App Service supports configuring third-party identity providers for authentication. 35. Where should secrets be stored when configuring a third-party identity provider that uses open authorization authentication? A. Azure App Service. B. Azure Key Vault. C. Azure Storage. D. Azure Function. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer: B. Azure Key Vault. Explanation: Azure Key Vault securely stores secrets used for authentication. 36. What can be configured as a service endpoint? A. Virtual network. B. Storage account. C. Web app. D. Azure function. Do you know the answer? Correct answer: B. Storage account. Explanation: service endpoints can be configured to secure access to Azure PaaS services like storage accounts. 37. What is the smallest subnet that is supported by Azure Virtual Networking? A/28, B/30, C/29, D/24. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer: C/29. Explanation: the minimum supported subnet size for Azure Virtual Networks is /29. 38. What is the maximum number of network security groups that can be associated with a network interface card, an NIC? A. 2, B. 1, C. 4, D. 10. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer: B. 1. Explanation: only one NSG can be associated with each network interface card in Azure. 39. Which two features are available in Azure Firewall? A. Load balancing. Monitoring. B. High availability, scalability. C. network isolation, segmentation. D. VPN support, DNS integration. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. B. High availability, scalability. Explanation. Azure Firewall offers built-in high availability and scalability features. 40. Which level should an alert rule be configured at to analyze logs on all available resources? A. Resource group. B. Subscription. C. Management group. D. Resource. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. B. Subscription. Explanation. Configuring at the subscription level allows analysis of logs across all resources within that subscription. 41. Where should responses for triggered alerts be defined? A. Alert rule. B. Azure Monitor. C. Action group. D. Resource group. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. C. Action group. Explanation. Action groups specify the actions to take when an alert is triggered. 42. Which type of action should be used to route an Azure Alert notification to other systems for custom actions? A. Email. B. SMS. C. Webhook. D. Push notification. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. C. Webhook. Explanation. Webhooks can be configured to send notifications to external systems for custom processing. 43. How should application insights be configured for a custom application? A. By creating a service principal. B. By installing a software development kit, SDK package for the application. C. By configuring alerts in Azure Monitor. D. By deploying an Azure function. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. B. By installing a software development kit, SDK package for the application. Explanation. The SDK package integrates application insights into the custom application for monitoring. 44. Which protocol is used when configuring routing rules of Azure Application Gateway? A. FTP. B. HTTPS. C. HTTP. D. TCP. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. C. HTTP. Explanation. HTTP is the primary protocol used for routing rules in Azure Application Gateway. 45. Which diagnostic tool should be used to troubleshoot a basic tier load balancer when an endpoint closes a connection using a TCP reset? A. Network Watcher. B. Health Probe. Logs. C. Azure Monitor. D. Application Insights. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. B. Health Probe Logs. Explanation. Health Probe logs can help identify connection issues with the load balancer. 46. Where can basic tier load balancer diagnostic files be sent for offline troubleshooting? A. Azure Storage. B. Log Analytics. C. Azure Monitor. D. Azure DevOps. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. B. Log Analytics. Explanation. Diagnostic files can be sent to Log Analytics for analysis and troubleshooting. 47. How is Azure Network Watcher enabled? A. Per subscription. B. As one instance per Azure region. C. On demand. D. Automatically. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. B. As one instance per Azure region. Explanation. Azure Network Watcher is enabled as a single instance in each Azure region. 48. Which tool can test if packets are allowed into or out of a virtual machine? A. IP Flow Verify. B. Network Security Group. C. Azure Monitor. D. Traffic Analytics. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. A. IP Flow Verify. Explanation. IP Flow Verify tests network flows and checks for allowed or blocked packets. 49. What is required to deploy Connection Monitor? A. Azure Storage Account. B. Log Analytics Workspace. C. Virtual Network. D. Application Gateway. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. B. Log Analytics Workspace. Explanation. A Log Analytics Workspace is needed to deploy and use Connection Monitor. 50. Which Azure Network resource must be created before a VPN gateway can be deployed? A. Network Security Group. B. Virtual Network Subnet. C. Public IP address. D. Express Route Circuit. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. B. Virtual Network Subnet. Explanation. A dedicated subnet is required for deploying the VPN gateway in Azure. You've reached the end of our first question set. For the complete exam preparation experience, visit us at OAExams.com, where you'll find thousands more practice questions and comprehensive study guides. Thanks for studying with us today. See you in the next video.